So this is going to be a test of completely ditching the GoPro Hero 8 Black audio, and I'm going to be using the DR10L with a lavalier mic in the helmet, and I've also got myself a DR05X which I've got on the back of the bike in a little Krieger US 10 with a dead cat on top of the two microphones. I'm recording in mono. The route I'm going to be doing is going to be Rikers Loop. So as you can see up in the sky there, it's a little bit of a grey day today, but it's lovely and cool. I know it's very British to moan about the weather, but I'm not going to moan about this, even if it rains. I've got a mesh jacket on and some biker jeans, so if it does rain, I am going to get a little bit wet, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered. I just want to give the two Tascam audio units a good old test, and I'll be interested to see what the audio comes out like using the DR05X, which is it's got dual microphones on it, but I'm going to record the exhaust sound in mono. So one of the reasons that I went for the Tascam DR10 with a lavalier mic inside the helmet is because it's got this functionality that can record simultaneously at two separate levels. So if for some reason you shouting, then and you're peaking out the audio, then you can set the DR10L to record at 6 or 12 decibels lower than the main file. So in theory, if you do get some horrible audio where you're talking a bit loud, or you've messed up the settings for some reason, generally you can salvage it in post in your editing software. So that's why I went for the DR10L. The reason I have brought myself the Tascam DR05X is because, let's be honest, if you're vlogging on a motorbike, there's not a lot you can do about wind noise, basically. And I don't like the idea of the the 3.5mm. Oh, got a bit of a frog in my throat there. I don't like the idea of getting the 3.5 GoPro mic adapter. I've seen a lot of stories about that, and there's been quite a few videos that I've watched where the audio has just dropped out, has gone completely pear-shaped. And having to stick that big horrible box, I'm sure they could have made a lot smaller. You know, that's a big old lump you got to stick on your helmet and just add extra weight. And it's not something that you're going to sort of want to take off, so it's always going to be, you know, it's always going to be there. I've never had one, and I've never actually physically seen one or felt the weight, but it just looks a bit like a bulky option. I did consider the media mod, but it turns out that that's a bit of a rip-off, because I saw a video about a week ago, and apparently the shotgun mic that GoPro say is actually a shotgun mic is not even a shotgun mic. So at this point I've turned the lav mic off in the helmet, and I just wanted to overdub my first thoughts on this audio test with the Tascam DR10L with the Lavalier mic, and also with the Tascam DR05X that was sitting in a Kriega US10, actually inside the top pocket, not in the rolled up part, but inside the top pocket. It's got a big old dead cat that covers completely the two mics. I'm going to record this in mono. So my thoughts are, the Tascam DR10L with a lav mic, you would have heard, and I did point it out in the video, that you would have heard some wind noise inside the helmet. The position I've got it currently is where the side of the helmet and the chin guard is. It's currently wedged between there. It's got a little dead cat on it, but it's sticking out about 1/4 of an inch. So I might try burying that inside the actual cheek cushion, so that it's not hopefully going to get any of the wind noise reaching the actual microphone itself. The DR05X was a gazillion, million, billion times better than trying to merge in some of the GoPro Hero 8 Black audio from the internal mics. But I think putting it inside the actual Kriega bag is probably not such a great idea. It's very muffled, it's cutting out a lot of the treble sounds, and I can also at some points with the headphones on hear that it's actually moving around inside that top pocket on the Kriega US10, and you can hear some sort of rustling of the unit actually physically moving about as I'm going over bumps or turning around the corners, etc. So I'm going to look at another option for that. Maybe try and wedge it still, maybe with some sponge in the pocket as well, so that it can't physically move. But I'm sort of suspecting that the actual microphones themselves need to be possibly open a little bit. The rack that I've got on the Honda 250 Rally L, there's space between the actual bottom of the rack and the actual the tail that comes out that holds the number plate tail tidy. So I might try and make something that can put it in a waterproof box, but make it more open air, if you like. So I'll have to have a good old think of that. So even now though, the audio particularly for the DR05X, mixing in the sound from the exhaust is a million times better than trying to use the internal mics in the GoPro Hero Black 8. There's just nothing you can do with the wind noise on that. I bought some of those little circular keyhole dead cats that you can actually put over the microphone, the GoPro internal microphone mics. That made pretty much no difference. I also got the roll cage, which I sometimes use just for protection purposes, but I also put the roll cage on over the top of those little tiny keyhole dead cats that you can put on just to cover the front of the microphone holes. And again, they weren't really doing much. There was still an awful lot of wind noise going through. So I think I'm going to ditch the GoPro completely for audio. I haven't got a problem with that. 100% happy with the video quality. I mean, the stabilisation is without a doubt the best there is, in my opinion. So I think I'll persevere with the Tascam DR08X and just look at other options that I can possibly use to try and improve that sort of. It's been in the US10, it's definitely muffling the sound a little too much. I did have the Tascam O5X set to with the low cut to cut out anything between 120 decibels. I might try moving that up to 80, and I definitely need to try and do something about the movement in the inside the bag. And yeah, so there is obviously going to be a part 2 to this video. So thanks for watching.